Welcome to HFY Adult Stories. Friends, a heartfelt thank you for always being there for me. Red Heart, it's because of your love and support that I've created a brand new channel to bring you even more exciting and special content. Please head over and subscribe to my new channel. The link is in the description. Your one click means the world to me. Folded hands. I swear, this was supposed to be easy. 6 months in an apartment with an alien roommate. Promote interspecies harmony, they said. Make friends, they said. Nobody said a damn word about lockdown. Nobody warned me I'd be stuck inside with a 7-foot-tall space goddess who doesn't understand the concept of pants. The day lockdown started, I was sitting in my boxers, gaming headset on, ready to win my tournament. Then she walked by, glowing skin, curves like an alien hourglass, and zero shame. "Do you need help with that stick?" she asked, tail swishing behind her. I almost dropped my controller. "What? No. It's a controller." She tilted her head, completely serious. "Strange. You grip it so tightly. Like you want to finish with it." I muted my mic so fast I nearly broke a thumb. "It's a game thing. Human thing. Totally normal. Also, clothes exist for a reason." She blinked those big glowing eyes at me, then glanced down at herself like she didn't get the problem. Her skin shimmered like oil in the sun, bright marks glowing faintly along her hips. "Clothes trap pheromones. Restricts balance. Why would I want that?" "Great. Pheromones. Just what I need." "Because," I said, struggling to look anywhere but at her chest. "On Earth, we wear clothes in shared spaces." She smirked, and I swear that was the first sign I was in trouble. "But you're not wearing any." I looked down at my boxers. Touché. Lockdown day 1, and I'm already losing arguments to a naked alien. Perfect. The news played in the background. Due to the viral outbreak, all interspecies exchange apartments will remain under strict lockdown for 30 days. No exits permitted. 30 days. Trapped with her. No pants. No personal space. No mercy. I unmuted my headset just in time to hear my team yelling. "Bro, where the hell are you?" "I'm here," I said, but my eyes were still on her as she walked toward the kitchen, tail swaying like it had its own personality. She bent down to grab something from the fridge, and every bit of blood in my body forgot how to circulate. "Focus," I told myself. "Focus on the game." But then she made this soft humming sound, like some alien mating chant, and my entire brain short-circuited. She straightened, holding a carton of milk. "Human milk smells strange," she murmured, sniffing it before taking a sip straight from the carton. I ripped my headset off. "Hey, that's mine," she shrugged. "We share resources. Isn't that what the Alliance says?" I groaned, running a hand through my hair. "Yeah, but oh, forget it. Just don't drink the chocolate one. That's sacred." She gave me this look, all glowing eyes and sharp teeth and a teasing smile. "You guard your fluids fiercely. Is that a mating ritual?" I choked so hard I almost died right there. "What? No! It's God, stop saying things like that." "Why? Do they stimulate you?" Her tone dripped innocence, but that smirk said otherwise. I couldn't even answer. Just slammed my headset back on and prayed for death. Hours passed. Sort of. I lost the tournament because how the hell do you win when your roommate keeps strolling by humming in her alien language that sounds like pure sin? She lounged on the couch, scrolling through human relationship holovids and laughing like she just discovered porn disguised as romance. Then she started, fanning herself. Subtle at first, then not subtle at all. She peeled herself off the couch, stretching in ways that should be illegal, and muttered something about cycles. "What cycles?" I asked without thinking. She glanced at me like I'd just asked if water was wet. "Heat cycles. They come every few moons. You didn't know?" My brain froze. "Heat? Like a fever?" She laughed, low, throaty, way too suggestive. "Something like that. Except I burn inside. If I don't release soon, it hurts." I stared at her. Blinked. Swallowed hard. "Try yoga?" She tilted her head, like she was picturing something very different. "Yoga? Is that a human mating position?" "No. It's oh my God." I dragged a hand down my face. "Look, just do whatever you need to do." "Alone." "Alone?" She echoed, like I'd suggested she jump off a building. "Why would I do that when you're here?" The air got heavier. Warmer. Or maybe that was my imagination. Her eyes glowed brighter, her tail curling lazily like a cat ready to pounce. I cleared my throat, laughing nervously. "Because we're roommates. And there are boundaries. And..." The news anchor cut in again. "Lockdown extended by 30 more days." My soul left my body. She smiled slow, sharp, like a predator with all the time in the world. 30 more days, she purred, stepping closer. Good. We'll need it. I backed up until my knees hit the couch. Need it for what? She leaned in, close enough that I caught a whiff of something sweet and dizzying. Survival, human. My hands shot up like I was under arrest. I need to check on something. She laughed, soft and dark. Run if you want. I like a chase. My controller slipped from my hand and hit the floor with a thunk. And just like that I knew I was screwed. I woke up the next morning to the sound of humming. Soft, throaty humming that didn't sound like breakfast music. It sounded like something they'd play in those late-night alien Hollywoods. I dragged myself out of bed, still half asleep, and walked into the living room. She was on the couch, glowing brighter than yesterday. Skin patterns pulsing like neon tattoos, tail curling slow and lazy. And she was wearing less than before. Morning, I croaked, clutching my coffee like a weapon. Her eyes flicked over me, slow and heated. You look edible. I froze mid-sip. You mean attractive? She tilted her head. No. Edible. The way she said it, I wasn't sure if she was joking. I laughed nervously. Cool. Breakfast is in the fridge. Help yourself. I don't want food, she said, standing. She stretched, and every muscle in my body clenched like I was preparing for war. I need something else. Panic mode activated. Like water? You look dehydrated. Not water, she whispered, walking toward me. Her eyes glowed like molten gold now, pupils blown wide. My cycle has started. It hurts. Hurts? My voice cracked. What kind of hurt are we talking? Like cramps? Ice pack? Heating pad? She smiled, slow and sharp. You're the heating pad. The mug nearly slipped from my hands. Listen, I think you're... She stepped closer, and something hit me. Not her, it. The smell. Sweet, thick, like warm honey mixed with danger. Pheromones. My brain went static. I backed up fast. Okay, calm down. Let's think logically. Logical, she echoed, stalking me like a cat. Logic says we mate. Now. Logic also says STDs exist. I blurted. She laughed low. My species eradicated disease centuries ago. We only keep the fun fluids. Oh God. My ears burned. My soul burned. My pants. Yeah, we're not talking about that. Look, I said, holding up a hand. I get it. You're hot. Like literally. But maybe you just need to, handle it yourself? She frowned like I'd suggested murder. Alone? That's barbaric. It's modern, I argued. Humans do it all the time. Hell, we invented a whole industry for it. Her brows furrowed. Industry? Oh no. I could practically hear the gears turning in her alien brain. Never mind. Forget I said anything. She ignored me, tail flicking as she looked around. Show me this industry. I'm not showing you porn. Porn? She rolled the word on her tongue like candy. What is porn? And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the moment I knew humanity was doomed. 10 minutes later, she was sitting cross-legged on the couch, watching human porn on my tablet with the intensity of a scientist discovering fire. I hovered behind her, sweating bullets. This, she said finally, eyes glued to the screen. This is educational. It's entertainment. I protested. Fake. Exaggerated. Totally unrealistic. Unrealistic? She echoed, tilting her head as a particularly loud moan blasted from the speakers. She sounds very real. That's acting. I grabbed the tablet, but she snatched it back with one hand, effortless. Damn alien strength. These positions, she murmured, fascinated. Your species is flexible. Some of us, I yelped. Not me. I'm like a stiff tree. No bending. She smirked, eyes glowing brighter. We'll see. No, we won't, I said, pointing a shaky finger. Boundaries. Remember? Roommate agreement? Page 2, no interspecies stuff. She purred. Actually purred. Then we'll rewrite the agreement. Before I could respond, my smartwatch beeped with an emergency alert. Pheromone spike detected. Please remain indoors. Great. The damn government was tracking her heat like it was a weather report. Ignore that, I muttered. Everything's fine. But everything was not fine, because she leaned forward close enough that her breath hit my ear. You smell ready. I'm not ready, I squeaked, backing into the kitchen. I'm the opposite of ready. I'm anti-ready. She followed, slow and graceful, tail sliding along the counter. Your body disagrees. I wanted to argue, But my pants were traitors. Absolute Benedict Arnolds. Desperate times, desperate measures. I grabbed the first thing I saw, the spray bottle for cleaning counters, and blasted her in the face. She blinked through the mist, unbothered. What is this? Water? Yeah, I shouted. Cold shower. Alien heat repellent. She licked a droplet off her lip. Delicious. More. Oh God. I backed up so fast I slammed into the fridge. Look, let's make a deal. I'll help you, indirectly. Indirectly? Her voice dropped, dark and dangerous. Explain. I'll order something. A device. Yeah, humans have devices for this. Her eyes narrowed. Devices? Yeah. Like stress relief machines. I fumbled with my phone, searching frantically, alien-compatible sex toys fast delivery. The suggested results made me want to dig a grave and live in it. Her tail curled around my arm, pulling me gently, too gently for comfort, toward her. No machines. I want something warm. Something alive. Try a pet. I squeaked. Get a cat. I already have one. She purred, pressing close enough that I felt the heat radiating off her skin. You. My heartbeat went supersonic. And nope. Not happening. I'll sleep in the closet. Perfect, she whispered, lips curling into a wicked smile. Closets are small. Intimate. I panicked so hard I grabbed a bag of frozen peas from the freezer and slapped it to her forehead. Cool down. She snatched the peas and tossed them aside like paper. You're adorable when you struggle. This isn't cute. This is harassment. She leaned in, her voice a low growl that sent chills racing down my spine. No. This is biology. And just like that, I realized something horrifying. The apartment door was locked. The windows were sealed. The lockdown wasn't ending anytime soon. And she wasn't asking anymore. I tried to run. Honest. I made it 2 steps before something wrapped around my ankle and yanked me back like a bad cartoon. Her tail, damn thing had a mind of its own. I hit the floor with a grunt, and before I could get up, she was standing over me, glowing like a living furnace, pupils blown wide. You're fast, she murmured, crouching down, voice dripping satisfaction. But not fast enough. Look, I panted, scrambling backward on the floor. I'm not some breeding token, okay? I'm a guy. With dignity. And socks. She tilted her head, amused. You're shaking. I'm terrified. I snapped. You're glowing like a radioactive stripper. Compliment accepted. She smiled like a predator with table manners and reached for me. I rolled, grabbed a chair, and held it like a lion tamer. Stay back. Her eyes glimmered wicked. What will you do? Beat me? Or ride me? Jesus Christ. I waved the chair harder. Do you hear yourself? Yes. She purred, stalking closer, hips swaying in a way that broke several laws of physics. And you hear me too? Everywhere. I was running out of space, literally. My back hit the wall. Her pheromones hit my brain like tequila shots, one after another. I was losing. No. I had already lost. Think about this. I stammered. If we do this, what if you get pregnant? She blinked then laughed, low, throaty evil. We only breed with permission of the matriarch. I just want pleasure. Thank God for birth control intergalactic edition. I muttered. She grinned. Unless you want me to keep your spawn. My blood pressure hit the ceiling. I'm too broke to pay child support on Earth, let alone Alpha Centauri. You talk too much. She grabbed the chair and tossed it aside like it was made of feathers. I tried one last desperate move, fake confidence. I squared my shoulders, puffed out my chest. Fine. You want this? You think you can handle a human? Good luck, sweetheart. We're built different. Her grin widened, fangs flashing. So am I. The next thing I knew, I was in the air, literally lifted like I weighed nothing, and dumped on the couch. My dignity packed its bags and left the building. This is a hate crime. I wheezed. This is consent. She corrected, straddling me like a queen claiming her throne. This is not consent. She tilted her head, eyes glowing brighter. Then stop me. And that's when I realized. I couldn't. Physically. She was strong, hot, temperature hot and other hot, and every cell in my body was betraying me like a horny mutiny. Fine, I groaned. But if I die, tell my mom I went out a hero. She leaned down, lips brushing my ear. You'll go out satisfied. I don't remember half of what happened after that, because my brain melted somewhere between her whispering alien words that sounded like porn subtitles and me yelling something about, "Oh God, not the tail." And then, silence. Sort of. Except for the sound of me gasping like I'd just run a marathon while she sat there looking smug and glowing brighter than the damn Christmas tree from last year. You lasted longer than I expected, she said casually, like we just played chess. Don't, I wheezed, pointing a shaky finger. Don't make it sound like a Yelp review. Her smile turned feral. Round 2 will be better. Round 2? I shot upright, immediately regretted it because every muscle screamed. Lady, I'm a mammal. We recharge. She cocked her head. For how long? Hours. Her tail curled around my wrist, gently tugging me back down. Then we have hours to play other games. Other games? Yes. She grabbed the game controller from the floor, held it up like a trophy. Teach me this controller thing. I stared, brain fried. You want to learn video games now? She leaned close, wicked grin stretching. Maybe. Or maybe I want to press your buttons. I facepalmed so hard I saw stars. That joke was illegal. Her eyes gleamed. Illegal things excite me. Jesus H. Christ. The next hour was chaos. I tried teaching her how to play while she kept touching things, and by things, I mean me. Every time I said, press A, she pressed me. Every time I said, hold X, she smirked and whispered, I'd rather hold you. You're terrible at this game. I groaned as she made my character fall off a cliff for the 10th time. Or maybe you're terrible at resisting, she teased, flicking her tail against my thigh. Stop doing that. Doing what? Her voice stripped fake innocence. That thing where you act like you don't know you're sexy. Oh, I know, she purred. I just like hearing you say it. I wanted to scream. Or laugh. Or both. Instead, I chugged an energy drink and muttered, Lockdown ends soon. Lockdown ends soon. Lockdown ends soon. The universe must have heard me, because at that exact moment, my watch buzzed with a new alert. Lockdown extended until further notice. My hand shook so hard I nearly threw the watch. Further notice? She read it over my shoulder and grinned like the devil. Good. Good? Good? That's 30 more days. Her grin widened. Plenty of time to improve your stamina. I slammed my face into a pillow and screamed. She laughed like a villain in an R-rated Disney movie and whispered against my ear. Round 2 starts now. I woke up to the smell of something sweet and strangely primal, like cinnamon mixed with raw lust. The bed creaked, and then her voice purred behind me. Human, you didn't finish last night. I groaned, face buried in the pillow, trying to remember what part of my soul I lost in the marathon of insanity we called mandatory survival mating. My body ached in places I didn't know could ache. Even my ears were sore. Kira, I muttered, voice hoarse. I think I broke a rib. Or maybe you broke gravity. She stretched, and the sound wasn't human. More like the metallic groan of a starship hull flexing under pressure. She'd slid off her body like they owed her money. You're still alive. Impressive. Most males of my species would have begged for cryosleep after the second cycle. Second cycle? There was a second? I sat up slowly, like an old man reconsidering his life choices, and there she was, glowing, smug, and completely naked, leaning on the headboard with an expression that screamed, I own you now. I should have been terrified, but the worst part? She was beautiful. Not human beautiful, no, alien beautiful. Which is to say, jaw-dropping in a way that made my brain short-circuit. And right now, she looked like someone who had conquered an empire and then decided to keep the emperor as a pet. You know the lockdown's still active, I said, running a hand down my face, pretending I had control of anything. We're supposed to be socially distant. She tilted her head, all innocent, except her eyes gleamed like a predator who'd learned sarcasm. We were very close. Spiritually. That counts. I laughed, but it sounded broken, like someone who just saw the bill after an all-you-can-eat buffet. You almost killed me last night, Kira. She crawled closer, moving like liquid temptation, and I instinctively scooted back until my spine hit the wall. Relax, human, she whispered, fingers tracing my jaw. Last night was just a warm-up. My soul left my body. Warm up? She grinned, showing those sharp little canines that made me question my life insurance plan. You think my heat is a one-night thing? Oh no. It's a cycle. 3 nights minimum. I blinked. Once. Twice. My brain did the math and immediately filed for bankruptcy. 3 nights? I almost jumped out of bed, but she pinned me down with one hand like I was made of breadsticks. Don't fight it, she murmured, voice dripping honey and chaos. You enjoyed it. And damn it, she wasn't wrong. I hated myself for it, but last night was like strapping myself to a rocket made of pure sin and bad decisions. It was dangerous, reckless, illegal in 12 states, and the best thing that ever happened to me. She leaned in, lips brushing my ear, and whispered something in her language, a sound that made every hair on my body stand at attention. "What does that mean?" I asked, half dreading, half praying. She smirked. "It means round 2 starts when you stop pretending you don't want it." I swallowed hard. My phone buzzed on the nightstand. Salvation. I grabbed it like a lifeline. A notification popped up. Interplanetary Coexistence Program Update. Lockdown extended another 2 weeks. My heart stopped. 2 weeks. I stared at the screen like it just confessed to murder. She saw my face and laughed, a throaty, wicked laugh that could probably melt glaciers. 2 weeks? Oh, human, you might not survive me. The worst part? She sounded happy about it. I tried bargaining with the universe. Okay, listen. We can pace ourselves. Like scheduled mating. Maybe Mondays, Wednesdays. Her tail, yes, tail, wrapped around my wrist, pulling me closer. No schedules. No pacing. You're mine until the fever ends. The fever. That's what she called it. Like it was the flu, except instead of coughing and tissues, it was raw, nuclear-level desire that could level cities. My life had become a porno directed by Quentin Tarantino, violent, sexy, and with way too much foot stuff. Hours blurred. Or maybe days. I lost track after the 3rd time I passed out in the shower while she hummed some alien mating song that sounded suspiciously like death metal. The neighbors banged on the walls, probably thinking we were hosting an intergalactic demolition derby. I didn't have the heart to tell them the truth. I was being passionately destroyed by a creature who thought safe words were a human superstition. At some point, I tried hiding in the kitchen. Big mistake. She found me licking peanut butter off a spoon like a man clinging to dignity. She tilted her head, eyes glowing that neon shade that meant trouble. "Is this foreplay?" she asked. Before I could explain the sacred ritual of peanut butter therapy, she bent me over the counter like the world's worst cooking show. I started leaving voice memos on my phone, just in case I didn't make it. "If anyone finds this, tell my mom I died doing something heroic. Like saving a bus full of orphans. Not whatever this is." By the end of the first week, my legs were jelly, my arms felt like wet noodles, and I had a 6-pack. Not from working out, but from sheer survival spasms. Kira looked radiant, glowing like a goddess on performance-enhancing drugs. Meanwhile, I looked like a man who'd been wrestled by a horny tiger in zero gravity. The worst part? I didn't hate it. I should have hated it. But every time she touched me, every time she whispered in that dangerous, sultry tone, every time she gave me that look like I was the last drink of water in a desert, my brain said yes. Again. Ruin me. By the time the lockdown ended, I was a changed man. A broken man. A satisfied man. And maybe a little addicted to danger. She stood at the door, fully dressed for the first time in what felt like forever, and said, "Lockdown's over. You can leave now." I stared at her. Then at the door. Then back at her. And without thinking, I said the dumbest, most honest thing in my life. "What if I stay?" She blinked. Then that wicked smile returned. "Careful, human. You might start to like belonging to me." I grinned back, legs trembling like a baby giraffe. Too late. And that's how a global crisis turned into the weirdest, hottest, most exhausting relationship of my life. Would I do it again? No. Absolutely not. Probably.